Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is April 13, 2021, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Bitcoin rallies on the rumor that there's not enough Bitcoins around, but will it continue? We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Looking at the major economic events of the day at 2:30 South African time. Out of the United States, an inflationary number coming out, its core CPI number coming out. That is an important number. Now looking at the currencies, British pound finding ground after retracing, finally consolidating a very tight range. The indices, the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq both waver. And as we look at the commodities, gold continues to retrace just slightly. And oil pretty much unchanged. Looking at the stocks after a big move upward, stocks pretty much waver. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin showing some strength. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the Euro USD at a 4-hour chart. You can see pretty much a consolidation with this upper range. And as we look at the different currencies, looking at the GBP USD, you saw it actually bouncing off on a daily chart. If you look at a 4-hour chart, you'd see it a bit clearer. A nice little bounce after hitting that 136.82, and that's what we called for. And sure enough, that's where we're at. We're right below the 30-day moving average. Now, this is really important because if we break above it, we could possibly see it go back to the 138-ish level. Now, jumping into the commodities, gold being the more tradable commodity right now, retracing down to its congestion level. Okay, what I mean congestion level is a possible support level at this 1724-ish level after a decent retracement from 1756. So that could actually create for us possibly a bounce at this level at 1724. So just keep it in mind looking at it today. Now looking at oil, nothing doing, okay? It is consolidating. It is trading above that moving average, but nothing really hitting home, okay? We did have a spike the other day, but nothing, again, nothing really hitting home as this is continuing to trade within a very tight range. Now jumping into the indices, the Nasdaq first, just wavering from its high of about 50 points, okay? Nothing really jumping out. Like I said, we're consolidating in this upper area. And the question is whether or not this is forming a double top. Okay, this is what I'm going to be looking for today, because if it doesn't break out, okay, and I see the stocks starting to waver, this possibly could be the beginning of a double top. Okay, so just be aware of that. Now looking at the Dow Jones, still relatively strong, about 50 points off of its high. So I don't like to short the top of the move just because it's breaking out higher and it does look resilient here. So could go couple of ways today. Now looking at the individual stock, Microsoft retraced just a little bit yesterday, just by $1. Amazon didn't really retrace much. Okay, if we look at Facebook, also relatively strong and close to its all-time highs. So the stocks are still strong, and I don't want to celebrate that it's a double top, but we are getting at that time of the year, right before corporate earnings are coming out. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, this is very important. We mentioned this the other day, okay? It did look like it's consolidating in this upper area. It went orbital yesterday after news that there wasn't enough Bitcoin and thereby, increasing the price to 61,000. Now, 61,000 is a bona fide resistance-ish level, okay? We see it in a 4-hour chart. As you can see here, we hit this once before. And sure enough, this is looking a lot like the Nasdaq, okay? It's on its highs, but not breaking out higher. So as long as we do have some money rotating in the markets, we may see this actually break out, okay? So it's going to be a very subtle but extreme move also, okay? The reason I say subtle is because they're not going to give it to you right away, okay? You're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to really, really wait for it to see if it does get that potential move up. Now, once it breaks above 61,300-ish level, it could go higher, okay? Much higher. I mean, at that point, it's new record highs for the year and sky's the limit, okay? There are still rumors that Bitcoin is going to go to $150,000 per Bitcoin, okay? So relatively, it could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, but the breakout, you have to really keep a finger on the pulse, really just be watching it, for potential breakout. I mean, we're about 600 points from our highs. So, I mean, this has really gone tremendously over the past year, obviously. But, at these levels, $600 is less than 1% of this. Okay, so with that said, just keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.